Something I want to talk about is customer common courtesy. This is shit I be making up on the spot. But I also like what's it, alliteration? Customer common courtesy, CCC. So I still am, and most of my jobs, all of my jobs have been retailer customer service where we have to deal with the public. Now, in one of my videos, I mentioned that my first job was at a coffee shop that you probably know very well. And this as a first job, oh man, that set me up honestly for any other job, especially fast-paced jobs. Like it set me up honestly for my entire career. It made me learn that customers specifically are some of the most interesting people that you can deal with. Now, of course, before working at this coffee place, I already knew how the customers acted, especially because they wanted their coffee and that shit's cracked to them. But I want to talk about different instances where customers lack common courtesy for employees and workers because something that people see is like customer service and like employees, they're often like they're not respected all the time. It's like just because they're standing behind a counter or behind a window, it's like customers think that they can degrade them or because they have some like high corporate job, like you're below me. Not true. Um, but when I also talk about customer common courtesy, I'm also talking about the things that customers don't think about or understand about your job. So I'm gonna give instances basically across all three jobs that I've had. So we're talking about the coffee one, right? Um, for example, being out of stock on things. So when it came to this coffee place, it was really weird how we got our shipments or whatever like that. So if we had like a breakfast sandwich or something, there's like a shortage potentially. The store like 5 miles from us could get like 50 breakfast sandwiches and we get like five. It's weird. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why it's not as evenly distributed as possible. Maybe it's based on numbers and metrics. I have no idea. But sometimes as a location, we don't have all of the items that the customer might want, right? I remember a lady, like I was taking orders like at the cash register and I was also doing other things. So I stopped and, I was like, "Oh, what can I get for you?" And this lady wanted a grilled cheese sandwich, right? And from what I known at that point, I'd been that job like for a good, I don't know, 3, 5 months. So it's like I know something. All I knew was like when we had our lunch sandwiches, the lunch sandwiches, we never kept them in the freezer. Like anything that we had in that little front cooler display is what we had. If there was nothing there, then we don't have anything else. So, I told her to, check the cooler like right next to her and she was confused. So then I walked around, I was like, "Oh yeah, we don't have any grilled cheese sandwiches." And she was like, "You don't?" And I'm like, "No, we don't. If there's nothing right there, then we don't have any grilled cheese sandwiches. Like we're out." And when I tell y'all this woman was pressing me because we didn't have grilled cheese sandwiches, I even checked the fridge behind me because I'll be honest, some of us would like hide sandwiches for our lunches and shit like that. So I checked the one behind me, or there were sometimes extras in there. But like I looked at the fridge behind me near the warmers and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, like we don't have any. And she was like, "Can you check the back?" And I'm like, there wouldn't be any in the back. Like any of those sandwiches that we have would be in the front display. And if we don't have it, like we don't have any. And she was like, "Can you still check?" And I'm just like, "Oh my fucking God." I'm like, "Why are you people so difficult?" I pretended to go back and she was literally leaning over the counter. I pretended to go back there and look for this grilled cheese sandwich. Like, what is wrong with people? Like, I'm not even lying to you. I'm literally telling you. Like, and I looked in every place possible too. I don't know. I pretended to look back there, right? I came back out and I said, "We don't have any grilled cheese sandwiches." I don't know why it took the supervisor on the bar, like a bit across from me, to say, like, that we don't have any, which is what I told her a million times, for her to be like, "Oh, okay." And I was just like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" Ugh. People, 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 people. Another thing with customer common courtesy is, I don't know how to explain this one. It's expecting the employee to be a robot. Okay. Just like all of us, we don't always have good days. And sometimes we have to go to work on those bad days, even if we feel like fucking bawling, crying, we're pissed off, whatever, right? I am the kind of person, I am not good at hiding my facial expressions. Whether I am like shocked at something you fucking said, you offended me, or I'm really sad. That was around a time where, I was still going through my ups and downs. Like, this was my gap year, like right after high school, still living with my parents and stuff. So when I went to work, it's like I can't fake a smile. I can't fake a smile when I'm sad or else I look really weird. Customers can tell that like something is off with me. So I don't fake a smile. I'll still give like basic customer service like, "Hi, how are you? What can I get for you today? Would you like this?" or blah blah blah. I'll still do that. I just will not have a smile on my face, right? So one day I came into work doing my job, not very happy, right? Pretty sad. And I was in the drive-through window and then someone was doing orders next to me. And something with I almost said the name. I can say the name of the company, I just don't want to. With this coffee place, they are very adamant on creating a third place for the customer and they're also adamant on connecting with the customer. So basically talking at the window and stuff, especially while they're waiting for stuff and basically being like faking conversation, which I personally believe the more genuine the interaction, like the more that you can actually connect with the customer. If you're asking them like random stupid questions, then like it's so awkward because it's like they just want to get their coffee and go. Um, Sometimes you just have to read people, but this place wanted you to like fake it till you made it, and it was so dumb. So I didn't have a smile on my face. I was doing my job and stuff like that, and I think I'm trying to think. So this lady wanted her drink extra hot and she was like taking forever. I mean, she was looking through her purse, digging in the back of her car. She could not find her card, right? So when we finally like her coffee was just sitting there, right? While she was looking for the stuff. So when she finally gives me her card, I'm like, I do the transaction, I give it to her. She's like, "This is not like extra hot anymore." And I'm like, "Oh." Like here's the thing. We also go by a drive-through time, so I kind of didn't give a shit because I'm just like, if you don't leave out this window and this average goes up, we're gonna have to work really hard to get it back down. So I was just thinking like I don't know what she wants me to do. And like I said, I didn't have a smile on my face. So I'm just like kind of waiting for her to leave. So she leaves, right? And she decided to call the store, talk to my store manager, and tell me that I was robotic. When I tell y'all, that's not the first time I've been told that, and it's usually on days where I don't feel good, like, I feel like shit, like, actual shit, but I'm still there, I'm still clocked in doing my job. Like, okay, I did try to show some kind of concern, but like I said, drive-through time, time's ticking, you're the one who was looking, like, desperately for your card and taking forever. Yeah, it's not that hot anymore. Even with the stopper in, it's not that hot anymore. So yeah, my store manager got on to me and said I was like she said I was robotic and I was just like, wow. Like here's the thing. To expect an employee to like be smiling at you all the time and shit like that, I just think that's weird. Like I am a human, okay? I'm going to have my bad days, but I still have to go to work and do my job because I want to save money. I got things to pay for. I have responsibilities, right? I've appreciated the customers who see that I'm not okay and they say, "Are you okay?" or "I hope you have I hope your day gets better." Like I appreciate those people so much because it's like they understand. They probably understand going to work and feeling like shit, or they kind of see that my vibes are off. But people like that who like don't even I don't know think that maybe I'm going through something. Those people are fucking assholes. That's like another thing with like customer common courtesy. So I actually forgot to add something. There was a customer, this was around Thanksgiving. At this coffee place, right, we got tips and whatnot. Eventually we got credit card tips. It was mainly like cash tips and stuff like that. And we had like a little like container at the window. You could put a tip in there or whatever like that, or hand it to the barista, whatever like that. I think it was at the time where we had credit card tips though. So it'll prompt on the screen like, "Oh, do you want to leave a tip today?" And as a rule, we're not allowed to press yes or no on there. Even if it's no, we're not allowed to press that because they have to answer it for us. So I do my usual, "I was going to ask if you want to leave a tip today." And this woman said to me, "Happy Thanksgiving. That's your tip." The look on my face, because I'm just like, what? And then she saw my face. She was like, "Oh, I was just joking." I'm just thinking like, oh, you already said it. You already said it. Like there was no reason to say that. I was so taken aback. Like little stuff like that makes no sense. And I know people have like this really like they don't like tipping and stuff like that. That's fine. But no one's forcing you to tip. And if someone's forcing you to tip, then that's further reason for you not to tip them. But like, I'm not telling you to tip. I'm just asking, like, because the screen tells you, do you want to leave a tip today? If you don't want to, just press no. You don't have to say something like that. Like, I felt like that was so unnecessary. But anyway, back to the video. Another thing with customer common courtesy is like being a decent individual to an employee. So when I was working at the cosmetic store, right, this was around the holidays. This woman was trying to return something. She already gave off like, no offense to anyone it might offend, she gave off like rich woman vibes. I think that should say enough. She was trying to return, I think it was like a Burt's Bees lip kit or like lip balm kit or something. Something we have to ask is like, was the product opened or used, right? Because yeah, even if it doesn't look open, like who fucking knows? Like, you know, so I still ask the question because that's what the screen prompts when you're doing a return. Oh, has it been opened or used? And she was like, does it look like it's been opened or used? I'm just like, it's just a question. She was like, and I was answering, and people who are rude like this make no sense to me. I don't understand it at all. I asked a simple question. I don't care if it doesn't look like it's been fucking open. Just say yes or no. Because I don't know if it's been fucking open or not. You could put the sticker back on it. Like, it can still look brand fucking new and you fucking used it or your granddaughter used it or whatever the fuck. The interaction with this woman, like, here's the thing. When I get upset, I don't lash out at people. I don't cuss people out. You know, I get mad in the moment, but you can't really see it. I actually just really want to cry because I have so many emotions inside of me. So after this woman walked off after being like really rude to me, and I was trying to like stand there and keep my shit together when the next guest came over to like check out for their stuff, they saw what happened, and I was like, oh man, I started like greeting them, and then I started crying, and the guy with his girlfriend was like, I've been there, I understand. I literally had to go to the bathroom and just cry because I'm just like, I don't know why people are so rude. Making an employee cry is like so fucked up. They're just doing their job, especially if they're just doing their job. And like with customer common courtesy and the lack of it, it's like people really just be trying to do their job. Customers are some of the most unreasonable people ever for no reason, especially when they don't understand like certain rules or regulations or just how the job works. And it's really annoying. Now, I don't want this video to be too long, but the last thing I'll talk about with customer common courtesy is complaining. Now, what I mean by complaining is, now I say this is a hypocrisy thing. When customers talk about like employees complaining and stuff like that or complaining about their job, and I more see this online, like when I was on Reddit when I had these jobs, and I would go there for fucking comfort just to see who else was suffering just like me. You know, you would see customers like, oh, why do they complain so much and yada yada yada. Like, if you don't want to work here, then don't work here and just quit. Now, let me say something. Let me clarify something. There's a difference between like complaining about your job and complaining about your job. Now, what I mean is like, okay, if it's a busy ass day and you're stressed, yeah, you're probably gonna complain to some extent, like, oh God, it's so busy, and like there's so many drinks I have to make, and oh, there's so many orders that I have to do, and that's normal. You know, like you're literally stressed out. You're like in fucking Speedy Gonzalez mode trying to like do your job and get everything done. And especially when customers tend to get upset, they tend to get upset with you and stuff. You know, and you try to make sure that doesn't happen, but you know, not every customer will be satisfied. That's one thing. Now, if you're complaining 24/7 about your job, I mean 24/7, that's where I'd have an issue. Like, even as someone who, like, if I'm working with somebody and they're complaining all the time, I'd find that annoying, right? But I don't like it when customers get mad, employees complaining about their job. Now, how they might take it is like, oh, they're complaining about giving you a service. But it's like, don't act like you haven't complained about your job before. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, I feel like complaining about shit is normal. That's a normal thing that everyone does, especially about work. Because it's like, we have to do it so we can get money. But sometimes work is bullshit. Sometimes work is always bullshit. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it. You know, sometimes we just have to get that out. But I hate it when customers act like they've never complained about their fucking job before. Like, you've never complained in your life about your job. Your jobs, like, in your entire career. I don't fucking believe it. Like, stop being a hypocrite. Like I said, if it's constant complaining 24/7, I understand. I feel like that is an issue. But if it's just like, oh, it's so busy. Like, oh God. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, shut the fuck up, honestly. That's it for this video about customer common courtesy. If you've ever worked in retail or customer service and you've experienced this before, tell me your story, let me know, because I've read a lot of stories on Reddit and I've experienced a lot. Man, like, customers are interesting people. But yeah, let me know in the comments, and until my next video, whatever I talk about.